Welcome to Coffee with Abe. We're sitting here at the Slow Down Coffee Company in Des Moines, Iowa, talking to folks about their financial health and well-being. With us today is Dave, who spent 44 years in marketing, and you recently retired. Thanks for joining us today, Dave.
Welcome. Looking forward to it.
So Dave, I remember when I was maybe starting my career, financial planners approached me about retirement, and I said, retirement, I'm like 20, 30 years old. That's like a lifetime away. And it wasn't until later on that I finally discovered the need for one. When did you discover the need for a financial planner to help you with retirement?
Really pretty early on, late 20s, early 30s, they bring up a perspective, I believe, that is really important. I really believe you let professionals do their thing and then you listen to them. I always look at the momentum of money, and I remember one of our planners talking about that early on. And you get on the back end of it now and haven't made many mistakes, sure, but stayed the course, and it pays off in the end.
All right, Dave, let's change the subject to that four-letter word, debt, D-E-B-T. So it could be medical debt, it could be student loans, it could be mortgages, it could be credit card debt. How did you handle that as you were planning for retirement?
Borrowing money for something that can make money, then it can be very good debt. And all debt isn't bad, because some borrowing actually can make you money. But things like medical debt, anytime we'd have a medical bill, and people have it, I mean, get that off the books as quick as you can. Credit card debt, that's a big no-no in my mind. I know some people have to, but to me, that would fall in that same area. But I do believe there's good debt, and managed properly can make you end up in an even better financial position down the road. Well, we're at in the road right now, right?
Yeah. All right, so we talked about the four-letter word that is always on our mind, debt. Let's talk about the six-letter word we have to worry about when we retire, health. I mean, both of us work for companies. We had health care coverage. We became retirement age. We said, okay, we don't have that health care. What do I do now? So how did you figure that one out?
Insurance is a key component when you're doing your retirement planning. When we approached age 65, which was where we were planning to retire, and that's how it worked out, fully retire. We did some research on Medicare, talked to people that were already on it. That was probably the biggest thing. Talk to some people, do a little research online, and see what Medicare options are and what it really truly covers and what you pay, because you do pay some for it. So I did that first, and then you start to learn about the supplemental plans. And they are a godsend because they can fill in gaps that Medicare is not going to cover, or maybe make sure that your out-of-pockets don't go out the roof because you had some kind of an ailment or whatever that wasn't covered or didn't have much covered within base Medicare, and that supplemental kicked in and really kept out-of-pockets to a manageable level. And that, in the end, is comfort. And I think when we get to retirement, it's about being comfortable, know that we're covered.
Right. All right, so here's a question I get from my kids. Hey, Dad, have you done estate planning so I can get some of your money? What have you done?
Yeah, we've got our will in place and power of attorney, so I think we're in pretty good shape as far as the whole estate planning thing goes.
Yeah, well, the one thing that I've been looking into recently is funeral insurance. And I know we don't want to think about it, and it's been on my to-do list for now probably 3 or 4 years, but I've got to come around to the idea that we need to plan for the funeral, and so our kids don't have to worry about it, so my spouse doesn't have to worry about it. And that, don't you think
you make a good point, and I'd go back to think about that. We need to look into that, because that's another one of those comfort things. It may be way out there, but you know that whatever happens, when it happens, the kids won't have a hassle. It'll all be planned ahead. Good idea.
You keep talking about comfort, and we're able to do that because I guess we feel comfortable that we can.
Well, I think that's so critical. You can never plan too early. And I think the more you just think about today's the time to get started, if I haven't, or on some of the components I haven't talked about, it's never too late. And the fact that that leads to comfort in retirement, I think that's so important. It's so important, and You know when you have it, and insurance definitely plays a big part of that.
All right, so what's the best thing about being retired?
Not having to get up early. I'm not a morning person, and being able to do things to help people, just to help people, and not have to worry about needing to make any money off it.
And I've got to ask you, what's the worst thing about retirement?
The fact that I have to think about getting insurance for my funeral.
But it's important. Well, Dave, thanks for joining me at Coffee with Abe.
You're welcome.
It was interesting hearing about your travel, your journey to retirement, and happy to see that you're doing great. And
Thank you.
Thanks again for joining us. I invite you to join the conversation by putting your comments below about how you're planning for retirement. Thanks for watching.